What's going on YouTube? H-Dub here, and you know we playing Raid. Today I have a special guest for you guys. We are here with Scratch Plays. He's an OG in the community, been playing at the highest level for some time now. Puts out a lot of great content, showing you guys all of the champions, fully testing them out, and showing you their full capabilities everywhere in the game. If you guys don't know this guy, I don't know if you play this game enough or check out content enough, because he's putting out content constantly on everything that's new, everything you need to know, everything you should be aware of. But what's going on, Scratch? Welcome to the channel, man. I'm glad you could come on.
Yeah, going pretty good, man. Thanks for having me. Definitely a blast, because we didn't manage to collab before, so today we kind of like nailed it. Doing pretty good, yeah. Just living life, waiting for my baby. My baby is due in the next week, 1 week or two. So yeah, life is about to change, man. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Is this your first child?
Yeah, my first. Yeah.
Oh, nice, man. I can't wait to hear some stories, man. That should be so fun, guys, man.
Be ready. The #1 shot puller will be here soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only legendaries after, baby.
Nice. Well, I wanted to talk a bit about Plat Arena. I just started pushing Plat Arena about 3 months ago, man. Obviously, I don't have there's no max faction guardians here. I don't have anything max here. I literally only have 3 empowered champions, none of which I use for Platinum Arena. I have a few champions. I have a Harima here. I've got Siffy. I have some decent champions. Some people would say my account is pretty stacked. There's also some champions in the vault, obviously, that I haven't leveled up. Some Legos that are dupes that, they don't really have a place there. But I'm just trying to get some tips, man, on what I could do to improve my pushes. I kind of talked about you with my game plan, kind of what I do week to week, but I'm always looking to improve. So just want to pick your brain on a couple of things, man. And at first glance, so I know you've seen my champions, but you haven't seen my gear. Is there any champion you would want to say, click on that champion, let me see how they're built?
Well, yeah, let's kind of start with the core champions. So I'm gonna give you a list. I'm curious to see Siffy, Harima, Rotos, Warlord, Kaimar, Pythia, and these are the kind of the champions that most probably you will end up in using. I see you have Raka right there. I think I've seen you using it on defense, if I'm not mistaken, on the video you shared with me. So this is great if you're showing the stats, because I can actually send the guys that watch the video we've done on my channel, because we haven't showed stats there, send them here to check the stats. So that's actually gonna be great. I can put it in the comment,
Yeah.
I see you're running some perception on Siffy as well, because that's what gave you better rolls versus the speed gear. So that's great. It's very important to get that forge, to exploit the forge as much as possible. It's definitely a good thing that you're doing there. What's kind of the speed on your Siffy?
So right now she's 390, which is great for Gold 5, but we have 400 plus warlords, Yumikos, and Plat, and I don't even I tried to pull for Mashal this past weekend, because one more Mashal would have maxed my faction guardian. I would have got her to 400. We didn't get Mashal. We end up getting a tyrant. So I'm still hunting for one more dupe and undead hordes to try to max that out. But she's 390 right now. Not she has decent defense. Her HP is a bit lower, but this is the build. Low, her resist is pretty low too for Plat.
Yeah, speed is pretty decent. How you mentioned, it is painful without faction guardians, painful without empowerment or awakening at 6-star, which gives you so much speed. And yeah, there are a lot of people out there with crazy speed on warlords, crazy speed on their champions, 450, 460. It's just disgusting how it go with the speed. I remember 2 years ago having 320 speed. My God, you were wow,
Yeah.
Now it definitely changed a lot. So speed is still playing an important role, depending on what sort of team you're running. But yeah, definitely you need a faction guardian up to drop on another 10 speed. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna get some events guaranteed in the near future for the undead that might help you out, or another fusion. Who knows? Yeah,
that's true. Okay, Harima is probably my current most used champion for just PvP content, and I've got her in a lethal set, and I had to take Perception just for the rolls, of course, but these are the stats that I have on her currently. She's in a damage build because I haven't been using Rotos as much on offense.
Those are actually pretty good stats. So 7.4k defense, 300 crit damage, non-empowered Harima is actually very, very good, actually, thinking about it, yeah. And definitely a good touch with Perception. Like, you gotta go for whatever gives you the best stats. Yeah, having a crit damage set can be good, you know, if you can up the crit damage, if you have the right stats, but it's so much harder to get amazing pieces from there. Perception is definitely one of the best sets in the entire game because you have access to it without spending energy, and it's just such an improvement. Like, whenever I'm doing takeovers, I usually see the best gear on each account is Perception, you know. And in my case as well, I have so many amazing pieces from Perception, you know, and it's great. You gotta exploit that forge, and she has actually a pretty solid build. So yeah, that's very nice as a build. And again, lethal set from Doom Tower, free gear as well. So you gotta make the most out of it, 100%. Yeah.
Gotta make the most out of it. So I mean, I haven't used Rotos a lot, but we could take a look. So this is the primary Rotos that I do use though. And he's in Savage and Perception.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
So these are his total stats.
Yes, these are pretty good stats as well. Like, you have a decent HP, decent attack, pretty good speed, crit rate, crit damage as well is doing pretty well. So they're actually pretty decent builds, you know. Definitely 100%. You should try to use him a bit more often. I personally only use one Rotos. Now, I know for you it's a different situation because you need your Faction Guardian, so you cannot empower Rotos, you know, so that makes a difference. But as soon as you're going to be able to do that, 100% empower him, even if he's a +1 once you get sorted with the Faction Guardians. Because Rotos is one of those champions that benefits from everything, you know. He gets attack, he gets HP, defense to become a bit tankier, he gets the accuracy to land the cheeky defense down every now and then, and it is pretty helpful for him as a champion, you know. Are you using Trunda by any chance, or not really?
I haven't used Trunda in Arena in probably 7 months or so.
Yeah, she went downhill a lot. Like, she used to be the top, and then all of a sudden she just
I used to have a really good build on her, but I don't like. I mean, obviously, I used her to cheese the spider when that was going on, but I haven't like. The last build she was in was for that, and so, but you know, she was at like 7k attack, you know, 270, 280 crit damage. It was a decent build, but ever since like we got sheep, ever since, you know, we have all of these other things now, she kind of fell off for me, and like my arbiter is very slow, so I don't really use I've been leaning more towards Harima just because we get increased defense from Siphi. It just works well. I could bring in Kaimar and Warlord as well, who, you know, we'll also take a look at, but I haven't been using Trunda. I probably should, you know, at least try to use her, test her out to see if it works for me, but
it's hard. It's hard because you don't really have that many teams that you can hit with a champion. She still hits very hard, like nothing changed on her, but it's just the defenses that you find around is just so much harder to make her work. And she could do work without increased attack, but it's still very hard to find those teams. Probably you might be able to find 1 or 2 teams every now and then to hit them quick, but it's pretty hard to get consistency out of a team like that, you know. And what about Ramantu? Are you trying to gamble with Ramantu every now and then, or you're not really stressing about it?
I am actually. So I use him a lot. So I actually took the accessory off of him that is supposed to be on him because there's a reaction, and I had it on Python for this past reset. But these are his total stats, and he's actually in Stone Skin because I use him for 3v3 offense. But he has like okay stats in Stone Skin. So a go second team, and it works very well actually.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble with the ship, but if you believe you're not getting shipped, I'm gonna quote my clanmate in here. If you believe you're not getting shipped, you're not gonna get shipped, you know. That's how it is.
Yeah, so I actually do use him quite a bit. Not in classic, but I use him with like the team is Mathrala lead, it's Ramantu, and then we have the second warlord, Stone Skin Warlord is in that team as well, and Harima is in that team. So Harima's not in my main 3v3 team. My main 3v3 team is a Rotos team, but it's like a Stone Skin Warlord that's like it's decent, has like decent stats to go second, and it works well
for
for
Ghost Second,
offense.
it's good. Yeah. And then what about the other one? You have him built faster or?
Yeah, so this is the primary one, and he's just fast with accuracy.
Yeah, that's how it should be. I was gonna say I would suggest you to give him like your best perception gear to get his speed as high as possible with as much accuracy as possible, because it's gonna be pretty important. And are you using Ultimate Death Knight, Pythian, Mithrala,
Yeah,
Uko? These are all powerful champions, and you got them for free. Like either fusions, either as daily login, but they're very powerful champions for the current meta. Uko, Pythian, UDK, Mithrala, they're still strong.
so this is Yuko. She's a bit slow at the moment, but that's because I tested her in Provoke. So the last time I placed Plat, I actually did use this taunt Yuko on defense. So that was 2 weeks ago. Last week I didn't do that well, but the week before when I placed, I used this taunt set Yuko. But I wish the stats. I wish I could get more speed, but I haven't been that lucky with getting Provoke gear.
Yeah, have you tried stun set instead?
I did, and like the stun set, I am able to get her a lot faster in the stun set. So
Yeah, you should definitely try that because it's a bit more annoying. If you provoke a Nuker, because Uko generally is not a very tanky champion, it's pretty hard to get it fast and tanky. If you provoke it, like a champion would be able probably to one shot you with a A1 if he's a strong Nuker. But if you stun them, it's gonna be pretty much game over for them, because they won't be able to take a turn and they're gonna miss it. So that's a bit more annoying. And if you can achieve better stats with it, I would strongly suggest you to push on a stun set instead.
yeah, it's definitely the way to go.
UDK, the man of the hour, right? Like you see him top 10 Plat Arena is just in so many defenses, man. It's just such an amazing champion, right?
Yeah,
Crazy.
I used him this past reset actually. But my offense wasn't fast enough. My defense, I got 1 win on defense, 7 losses. No, but even winning 26 fights, like if you can't win a fight in like 30 seconds, it's really easy to get pushed out. I got pushed out, the last 3 minutes, and it was gone from there for me.
Yeah, it can happen, especially how you mentioned, if you're not on point with the offense, if you're engaging in the wrong fights, it will cost you quite a bit actually nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah.
But UDK is nasty, man. Like the main thing that you kind of want to do with him is to ensure that you're giving him a lot of HP as well. I see you have a bit of a resistance build, and the thing is, if Georgid will manage to one-shot him, it's gonna be game over for the defense.
That's true.
The resistance on him will be pretty pointless. So the thing with resistance in Arena at the moment for the last 1 year or so is that everybody gets perception gear, right? Everybody can get crazy accuracy. We cannot get enough resistance go versus the amount of accuracy that the people have in the game, And even if you're thinking in your mind, I'm gonna use an increased resistance buff or something like that, it's just not gonna work because you need to be extremely fast for that champion to go before the enemy team to buff, and that's not gonna happen 99% of the time, And resistance is becoming irrelevant if you're not able to get 800, 900, 950. It's just kind of like pointless to keep it on because you wanna focus on tanking your champions instead, So if a Georgid procs the passive, and even without proccing the passive, he will one-shot your UDK. But if you have him like 100k HP, 5k defense, and you drop the resistance, that Georgid won't be able to one-shot your UDK unless he gets lucky every single time with the passive,
That's true.
That's when the defense is gonna start becoming a bit better because okay, I didn't one shot him. He still has the stone skin for 2 turns. Okay, I'm in a bit of a pickle now, you know.
That's true. So I could drop both of these and easily get him to 100K. That's actually that's a really great suggestion.
On there.
Yeah. Yep. So that's another issue with my plat push. So I actually, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but I wasn't in like a high rank clan or anything for the last 2 years. I actually just got in a higher rank clan. You know, it's only been about a month now. And, you know, we had no CVC for a month. So this past CVC was the first time I got like a really good bit of reaction. Like there's not a lot of reaction on my account at all, man. I have like a few sprinkle here and there, but most of the top, you know, guys who are pushing plat, they have like reaction all through here at this point. Like they're getting reaction every CVC, whereas like I wasn't getting any reaction. Like I would get lucky sometimes with my
It makes
clan,
a massive difference, yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to getting reaction over the next few months and really building up the account. But you did a video on UDK like a week ago, right? Like maybe even within the last 2 weeks. Yeah. So I peeped that. So I need to go back and rework my build. Python right now, obviously I just swapped the accessory back onto Ramantu, who is in my 3v3 team. But this was the Python build. He had on 3 pieces of reaction. And he's in Bolster and Defiant.
Yeah, I think I would change Python as well and try to put a stone skin on it just to ensure that it's staying alive and that passive will help the rest. You could consider putting a Mitrala on a Bolster instead, just because it's easier to push her accuracy resistance higher. And even with the decentish Bolster set, you're going to be able to reach at around 1k resistance with accuracy and resistance together, you know, if you're focusing on those stats, and they won't lock her, you know, she's still going to be able to do the job, and you're going to have a bit of a shield as well. And like this, you're going to be able to maybe keep your Python up and running, chuck in there a UDK, and then you're just going to need to have a bit of threat in there as well to have a win rate condition to the team, you know, rather than just stalling. Because everybody's going for stalling, you know, like they don't care about it. How I mentioned before, like they're gonna engage in a 3 minutes fight. It doesn't matter for the majority of people. Even if it drops them out of plat, they don't think like that. Okay, I'm gonna tag this team, and they drop out of plat, and they're like, my God, what have I done wrong? Well, you just engage in a 3 minutes fight instead of going for something that is easier to beat. You know, just because you've seen is no threat in there, and people are on that mindset, unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's, you know, that's what I have. I mean, this is the main Kaimar that I use. I slowed him down to make Warlord go before him, because when I was testing,
waking up and stuff if you're sleeping, yeah,
exactly. So, you know, obviously you want Warlord to go before Kaimar. We don't have Yumiko, so we gotta go with Kaimar. And so he's not as fast as he was, but he still has like okay accuracy. But this, you know, we're primarily using him for the speed lead and the reset anyway. I'm not counting on him to strip buffs. I'm more so counting on him to not get sheeped.
100%, man. Yeah. You know how it is, yeah.
So not much different, you know, you could do it. I was thinking about trying a resist build. I do have a second Kaimar as well that I only use like in PvE. I don't even use this guy in PvP at all. And he's in a shield set. You know, the glove is not on him right now, but you know, normally in a shield set. But
yeah, if you could get a nice resistance Kaimar on a untouchable set, for example, you know, and just pinch it either with a stone skin set, be stone skin, or something else that will give you a good amount of resistance, definitely do it. Like I have a resistance Kaimar, and it's definitely very, very efficient, you know. 100%. Yeah.
But even then, like I still don't have like a Baron or a Georgette, but that would enable me to. Yeah, that's the actual problem. Cause like I could, like I built one before, but it was like, okay, I could just not target Yumiko teams and that would solve the issue. you know. But because I don't see a ton of Yumiko teams during reset, because I'm not that high up in plat. But like, when I do see them, or like fast warlords, I'm like, all right, I'm just not gonna hit this team. But I would love to hit the team, but I know that, even if I reset Harima, she might not beat the team as fast, because now we're going second. We're already waiting on them to take a turn. That's already taking some time down. So it's like, what do I want to do? I'm still, obviously getting, acquainted with all of this, because plat is very new to me. But it's just the things that go through my mind.
Yeah. It is riskier for sure, yeah. And the thing is, you don't have a Duchess, you don't have an Accurate to enable you to bring in a different nuker to get that increased attack. With Arbiter, is not really the same cup of tea. If you're not able to kind of like protect your champions from a Mortu or a different thing that you're going to encounter in there, is definitely much riskier, and you're gambling more with your offense instead. So probably I would still stick with your offense. Now Hegemon, it really dropped out of the meta, so it's pretty hard to find easy teams with Hegemon to farm them with Rotos. They're not there anymore. So yeah, if you would have a Duchess or an Accurate, you could enable Rotos, Kutraxa, and different champions like this. But unfortunately, in the way it is at the moment, it's hard for you,
Yeah,
because your nukes will get hammered. Even if you're thinking of, okay, maybe I'm gonna go a Brockney, I'm gonna go a Warlord and 2 DPS. It is doable against some teams, but it is a bit of a gamble more than it normally is,
Yeah, man. So that's pretty much all of the, obviously I've thought about building a bomb team, but I don't
you have a Vizier as well?
No.
Yeah, that's no Vizier, no to Hanorak is definitely not gonna be working,
It's not, and I leveled up Harkin, but it's like 2 turns. She's gonna extend the duration of the bombs, not even decrease it. I don't think it's worth it, because you're still gonna spend like 40 seconds on the fight, or probably lose the fight.
They might cleanse the bombs. They might, yeah. A lot of things could happen with the bomb teams. It's a bit riskier, yeah.
Yeah, and
much harder to use them now.
It's a lot harder to use them, because everybody has like more bolster now. So that I missed that bomb meta. I missed it. I didn't get a chance to take advantage at all.
Yeah, I was only on for a little bit. It was not even that long. What about Raka? Are you using Raka quite a bit, or?
Yeah, actually was. She's not even. I just took some pieces off of her, but she was in a stone skin set at first. She was in stone skin. I was running stone skin Raka, which those stats, like if you go look at if anybody wanted those stats that I had on her, if you look at my other plat pushes where I used her on defense, where I showed the stats, like I showed the stats that I had on her in stone skin. It was just like really tanky. Probably didn't have enough HP on her at the time, but I wanted to make sure I was, just over 4K defense, around like 80, close to 90K HP, and not much resist, but a little resist, primarily because I'm running her with polymorph, so don't necessarily want to have too much resist on her, but that's just kind of the stats that ended up being on her. But she doesn't even have her, like right now she has on bolster, because I was trying to test it with bolster and have like, multiple bolster champs, because I didn't know, someone told me that like bolster stacks. I didn't know that at first. I thought it was, you had to use a regular shield and bolster, but people are using 3 bolster. They all stack. So yeah, like, somebody commented on a video recently and asked me like, what, multiple bolster champs? I was like, dude, that is how they killed the bomb meta, by using 3 bolster champions. So like,
yeah,
I was like, okay, we got some more bolster now. Let's try to run her in bolster. Let's get Python in bolster. Who else can we put in bolster?
Let's get everyone, Let's get everyone in bolster.
The whole team in bolster, man. So I've been testing like a lot of stuff, just because like I don't have everything fully meta. So I'm like, I need to find something that works for me week to week. Like what adjustments can I make? I actually didn't use her at all this reset. So
I would definitely consider using Harima for defense as a threat, though. A lot of people get clapped by Harimas, and even this build is actually pretty good on her. Not only that she has the passive that brings in a lot of damage reduction, but just the things that she can do as well can be really annoying, and a lot of people are getting catched off guard. Like just chuck her in there with a Python and a UDK, bring in another champ to do the job, to cover the team against bombs and stuff, and you should be pretty spot on.
Yeah, I use her a ton on defense. She's pretty much in every defense team that I make, every reset. So
yeah, she's important.
Yeah, I just wish I could. I wish I had two of them empowered, so I could have one in a support build and one in a damage build.
I know, right? That will make a difference for sure.
Yeah, so I kind of, and we're gonna wrap it up soon, but I kind of went over my plan, what I do. I kind of push early because I know my fights take like a minute or 2 minutes, but if you want to just tell us quickly, like some of the things that you think about when going into plat push and, kind of your mindset.
So at the moment, I'm fortunate that I have the new couple, right? I have Marichka and Taras, so it's a bit different. People, they are trying to kind of like get a grasp on all those teams. I am pushing earlier than I used to before, and just putting a better defense like 30 minutes before instead of the last 15 minutes, because that will allow me to stay a bit higher in the ranking. If I'm planning to push too late, what's gonna happen? The fights take so long, and it's so hard to find opponents that you can farm quick. You're just gonna end up in placing lower if you're doing that, at least for top 50. So I'm definitely playing it a bit different. Before, I used to kind of like stick as well, and let me give you guys a key tip here. Refresh your page when you're in top 100, 150. Get the weak defenses 20 minutes before. Just stay patient. And then people are going to change their defenses. But on your list, you're still going to have the weak defenses that they use midweek. Smash those defenses to pieces. You're quickly going to climb up. And those people will be like, my God, this guy just won. Without knowing that you actually hit their other defense instead of the current one. And you're keeping a page of weak teams like that. That's gonna give you a massive advantage.
Yeah, that's a great tip, man. That's a great tip for sure. But I appreciate you coming on, taking a look at my account, giving me some tips, brother. I really appreciate you, and I definitely wish you all the best, to you and your wife and your new baby that's on the way. Any final words you want to say before we check out?
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, man. A pleasure. I know we've been talking for the last couple of weeks that we gotta link up for a collab and stuff, because we never really had a chance. And yeah, bro, like keep on the grind. It's doable, guys, as long as you're investing the time. You're kind of like managing your resources wisely and stuff. Yeah, probably you're not gonna do it if you start the game today. Free to play is gonna be a bit harder, a bit of a more challenge, especially if you're unlucky. But if this is your goal and this is kind of like your passion in the game, keep on the grind, and you will manage to do it in a way or another.
Yeah, definitely agree. Well, all right, guys. Thank you for your support as always. I'm gonna put the links to Scratch's channel down below. Of course, you know this guy though, but we gotta go show him some love anyway. Go check out his channel. Make sure you're checking out his content, because it's SS tier, or up here tier, as I like to say. So thank you for watching. Be good and be well. Peace.